Hello and welcome Mr. Wiley Teaches Math. Today we're going to be subtracting fractions. Last time we looked at adding fractions. We found out that we didn't want to make mixed numbers improper. We found that we wanted to find the lowest common denominator and we wanted to put our final answer in lowest terms. Subtraction and addition often work very similarly. We're going to want to do the same thing today. Any mixed numbers, we're going to want to leave them as mixed numbers. We're going to want to find the lowest common denominator, and we're going to want to put our final answer into lowest terms. So let's take a look at a couple of these questions. Let's take 2/3, and we're going to subtract 1/4. The very first thing I need to do is find the lowest common denominator for 3 and 4. So that's the lowest common multiple. So I can list those out: 3, 6, 9, 12, 4, 8, 12. There's my common denominator of 12. So 3 times 4 is 12, so 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12, so 1 times 3 is 3. So now I have my equivalent fractions, and I'm going to subtract those. 8/12 minus 3/12. I'm going to keep my denominator the same. I'm not going to do anything with it. 8 subtract 3 is 5. End up with the answer of 5/12. Check that's in lowest terms. 5 is prime, so I don't have to think about any reducing of it. I just have to say 5, 10, 15, 20. No, I didn't say the number 12, so it's in lowest terms. So let's look at these mixed numbers. We know that we do not want to make them improper. We want to keep them as they are if we can. So 5 and 3/4 minus 3 and 1/6. So we're going to look at 4 and 6 and find their lowest common multiple, which is going to be 12 again. So I'm going to keep my whole numbers, and I'm going to keep my denominators now as 12. So 4 times 3 is 12, so 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times 2 is 12, so 1 times 2 is 2. For these, I want to think about my numerators first. So 9 minus 2 is 7. 12ths, and then do the whole numbers. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 and 5/12. 7 again is prime, so 7, 14. No, it's not going to go into 12 evenly, so it's in lowest terms. Alright, 3 and 4/9 minus 1 and 5/9. I already have a common denominator, so that's going to make that a little bit simpler. We're going to take a look at this. 4 minus 5 gives me an answer of -1, which is not going to be overly helpful for me here. So I'm going to have to do, just like we do in subtracting, we often do some borrowing. I'm going to have to do some borrowing in this fraction so that I can get away from this negative number. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to borrow from the 3 and make that into a whole number of 2. And I'm going to add the denominator to the numerator, 4 plus 9. So I'm going to have 2, and 4 plus 9 is 13/9 minus 1 and 5/9. Now when I look at this, 13 minus 5, that gives me a positive number. 13 minus 5 is 8. So I'm going to have 2 and 8/9. 2 and 1/4. Oh, sorry, these are in lowest terms. They're separated by 1. They're in sequence 8, 9, so I know they're in lowest terms. 2 and 1/4 minus 1 and 2/5. Okay, I need to find my lowest common denominator for my fractions first. So I'm not going to do anything with the whole numbers. So 4 and 5, 4, 8, 12, 16, and it's going to be 20. 5, 10, 15, and 20. Yep, there's my common denominator of 20. Alright, so 4 times 5, so 1 times 5. 5 times 4, so 2 times 4. Okay, 5 minus 8 is a negative number, which means I have to do my borrowing trick. So I'm going to take away from here, I'm going to borrow and make that a 1, and I'm going to add the denominator and numerator together. So I'm going to get 1 and 25/20 minus 1 and 8/20. Okay. 25 minus 8 should give me 18, 17, 20ths, so I end up with 1 and 17/20. know that's prime. 17 is prime, and it's not going to go evenly into 20, so 17 doesn't reduce, so I'm in lowest terms. So once again, once we went through, we made sure that we kept the improper fractions improper. We found the lowest common denominator, and we put our answers in the lowest terms. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check the class website for additional notes and assignments.